sweet marjoram and lavender. I tend to include the shoulders and the upper arms as well. And now using whole hands over the shoulders, that lovely wing, like an angel wing. Both scapular at the same time. I'm going to introduce the knuckles strongly, and this just feels fantastic here. Oh, lovely long out breath at that point. Constantly moving them, but only a millimetre at a time. I'm bringing the knuckles into the kidneys. Super, that's great. Hello Harmonies, Victoria here. Are you feeling in tune today? So sit back and relax while you watch hubby Jazz's back and shoulder massage. Next week you'll see the back, neck and scalp massage. And please subscribe, send me a little thanks, which is just underneath the video. Send me a little comment, let's have a chat, and I hope you enjoy. Let's spread a little healing. So I'm going to give you a nice back, neck and shoulders massage with essential oils. I've picked out some soothing essential oils because you've been working hard physically today, so I'm going to be using black pepper, sweet marjoram and lavender. So these towels are heated on the radiator. The oil is heated on a lovely aroma stone. Just applying the oil at the moment to the whole back, using a gentle stroke in a reverse effleurage. I tend to include the shoulders and the upper arms as well, which reassures and settles the client into the couch. Okay, so 3 nice long breaths. Stretching the spine with each breath and introducing my hands so that the body, the nerve, all of the receivers of the body feel what's to come, feel the touch. And now using whole hands over the shoulders, having effleuraged and stretched the spine. Now using fingers in a petrissage movement from the centre of the trapezius outwards. This can feel sensitive, and I can see immediately great reaction, which is lines of rosy skin responding to the petrissage technique. Now coming up, one hand going backwards, one forwards, in the soft tissue between the spine and the left scapula as it comes up over the shoulder, round and back down, where the fingers meet each other as they come through that channel. tracing a line using strong fingers in a row around that scapula, the shoulder blade. Shoulders that work hard tend to be quite tight and fixed. And what we don't want in our bodies is stagnation, where the body solidifies and feels stagnant and solid. It just needs to feel loose and fluid, flowing. And that's what a good massage encourages. The lovely flow of the circulation. That means the blood circulation, but also of the immune system, the white blood cells. Now using strong thumbs alongside a row of fingers to massage over the top of that left side of the trapezius as it rubs the toxins over the shoulder and down over the front towards the cervical lymph. A huge area. I tend to call it a factory of lymph in the front of the chest there that helps absorb, dispel toxins into our waste system. How's that feeling, Jess?
Yeah, amazing.
It feels good, yeah? Oh, bless you. Now coming round to the right shoulder, I'm going to repeat the same techniques. First of all, one hand overlapping over the top, pushing those strong fingers over that lovely soft tissue in that channel between the spine and the scapula. Now tracing a line around that scapular edge, that lovely wing, like an angel wing with a pointed lower side, rounded inside and across to the top of that point, and then round again. Using the strong heel of the hand upwards, same direction as the blood circulation to encourage blood to the heart. Over that shoulder and round, and encompassing the whole shoulder. I always find that's really important to include the whole shoulder, not just in back treatment and technique, but also in effleurage, the whole back. Really important to include that shoulder point. Now I'm going to come back to both scapula at the same time. I'm going to introduce the knuckles. Knuckling in symmetrical outward circles, all the way down to those wing points. The inside edge across the top, and on the top of the scapula there's actually a little curl in the bone coming outwards, so you can feel like a bridge on the underside of the top of the scapula here, and that's where toxins like to sit. That's where sometimes we can feel itchy if the toxins are stagnating, or if worse, then it tends to solidify that shoulder, and then we start getting shoulder problems. So nice firm heel of the hand upward on the flat of that scapula, coming back back to the knuckling again, over the whole area, agitating, moving, stimulating that soft tissue, the fascia on the bone. Strong upward pressure. That's nice. When I'm giving a treatment, I tend to know how this feels. I tend to feel it in myself as I'm giving whatever the treatment I'm giving, whether it's a core therapy and massage, reflexology, I tend to feel it myself. So this is just so relieving to feel, especially after a hard day working or exercising, or maybe a lifetime of the wrong posture. Whatever you feel, a massage just feels fantastic. So, reverting back to that beautiful long effleurage, where I come round the whole edges of the back, describing the contours and the shape of the back with my hands, up the centre to the shoulder points, encompassing the whole area, the whole sides of the back, firmly so it's not tickling, and then strongly up over the kidneys, over the lungs, to the neck, thumbs up the neck, into the occiput, strongly, and this just feels fantastic here. So there's lots of techniques that you can use over the neck. I particularly like overlapping when one hand comes down, separates the thumb from fingers, strongly up the curls of the neck, and then fingers and thumb, describing that edge of the occiput there. And then one hand coming up, doing the same thing. Sometimes one pushing the other hand in. Now, of course, we have muscles coming up here. We've got the top point of the trapezius muscle, which is under here. And then we also have the sides of the neck, which is the sternocleidomastoid muscle, also called the SCM. And then we have a lot of lymph and ligaments, and obviously the glands are in the neck as well, not to mention our beautiful spine, the circulation, and of course the cerebral spinal fluid in the dual tube. So the neck is such an important area to feel well, and unfortunately I always call it a little bit of a design fault, because our necks really have to cope with so much with the weight of our head on top and the way that we hold our heads downwards a lot of the time, whether it's for work or on our phones, etc., or just simply bad posture. Then the neck has to cope with that forward movement, which is so heavy for the neck, that the neck tends to go in a self-preservation mode, where it will seize up and just become solid. Just coming round to work on the opposite side of the neck. Overlapping hands from the shoulder point, across the trapezius, up the neck, into the base of that scalp. Long flowing movements, reassuring, calming, relaxing. These just feel fantastic to receive, coming back to a upward. Reverse effleurage, strongly up, heels of the hands into that soft fascia. Oh, lovely long out breath at that point, coming down, strongly pushing the shoulders down to help posture. Round, strongly back up again. Next time I do this, I'll be using my forearms and elbows. And of course, Jess has got a really nice long back, long way to reach. Bringing my elbows and forearms, applying quite a lot of pressure. This can shorten the breath a little in the client, but I'm just responsive to that and making sure I'm not pressing too hard. Bring my elbows more into play. This can feel a little bit sore here. Constantly moving them, but only a millimetre at a time. Strongly down. Bringing the hands in. And you can see my whole body weight is pressing now on those shoulders. Just going to do that one more time. Bringing the forearms, the elbows. My hands are mainly turned upwards so that the elbows come into play. Pressing on the trapezius. Constantly moving. Bringing that weight, that pressure, the stresses and cares of the day off and up and over the shoulders and away. Wonderful. Now coming back to the lower back, always conscious that I want the back to feel warm, don't want any area to feel unattended or too cool. It needs to feel warm, soft, and like it's happy it's being paid attention. Bringing the knuckles into the kidneys, which is just above the waist, either side of the spine. There is strong muscle there, so I don't want to be pressing too hard that it's squeezing the muscle too much. It's nice and strong. But on the other hand, I want the area to go nice and rosy. Then I know it's responding well and the blood will go to those kidneys beautifully. That's what I need. I tend to talk to the kidneys in my head at this stage and tell them everything's okay. The kidneys is the organ where if there is a negative feeling that we feel, it will be fear. So everyone tends to be in fear of something. And the more fear, the more nervous and anxious we feel. We don't want that in our lives. So if you massage your kidneys, you can do it yourself while you're lying in bed or standing up, just soft fists into that area above the waist, either side of the spine, and massage firmly in a circular motion, or simply have your fists there and bounce up and down gently on your heels in order to stimulate that warmth and reassurance. Now coming down to the sacrum. So this is the flat triangle of bone at the base of the back. I'm massaging with knuckles strongly upwards. And feeling the edge of that sacrum with my index finger as it comes down and then strongly upwards on the sacrum. The sacrum can actually take quite a lot of pressure. It's quite interesting how much strength it can take. Obviously in some people it might be quite sore there if they've got particular lower back pain as low as the sacrum. But I find most people when they say they have lower back pain, it tends to be the middle of the back, which is the low lumbar and the lower thoracics. Sometimes it is down as far as the sacrum or even into the buttocks, and that may well produce sciatic type of symptoms. Now coming around to the sides, the muscles on the sides of the sacrum to the waist. So this is an area that needs to be warmed and treated in order to help us twist, because we tend to twist from the waist. So whether we're twisting when we're sitting, standing, exercising, working, whatever we're doing, we need to be able to twist smoothly without it causing a spasm in the back. And that's what this technique helps us do. It helps us warm that area, get rid of any spasm or muscle that has shortened. Jess is producing some nice long out breaths now. That's great. That shows that the lungs are in tune with the flow of the massage and the body is responding well. So I'm just going to come up strongly with fingers, separate the fingers at the waist and let the fingers travel down the side strongly of the body all the way to the bottom, so the hand forms a fist, and then gently back up the sides of the lower back, up again, separate at the waist, back down strongly, down the sides, and gently back up to that midpoint again. That's so nice. Letting the fingers and the thumbs travel down. And now just strongly again, but this time using the phenile muscle, which is at the base of the thumb. And I'm working into the muscles on the top of the bone of the iliacs, which are the hip bones. This can feel sore as well, but I'm just massaging it and seeing how it feels at the moment. I'm hoping that muscle will respond by warming and lengthening, which it is. There's a lot of warmth there now. And I happen to know that Jez has had some left side lower back twinges recently, so I'm making sure that this area feels level, symmetrical and eased, that there isn't any particular knots or spasm or inconsistency on one side to the other. Now I'm going to be doing some scissoring. This also helps clear lymph in order to encourage white blood cells in the correct direction. So I'm just scooping my hands together in a nice scissoring action on one side over the ribs. This is a superficial treatment, meaning it's on the very outside of the body, just on the lymph, and then forming a line with my fingers, not pressing too hard at all because this is superficial. I'm now talking to the lymph system, and these lines come out from the side of the spine, one at a time, over, away from the body. There are a lot of lymph nodes down the side of the torso, and that's where I'm encouraging the release of toxins down to, because massage is so good for helping and encouraging the immune system in that fashion. So now coming to the left hand side, whatever we do to one side, we do to the other, so that we feel symmetrical and level, balanced, everything in harmony. And again, softly down, all the way down to the armpit where there is a very important lymph node. down to the armpit. All the way down to the side of the torso. Super, that's great. And now, overlapping hands, again, the same direction for the lymph coming outwards, laterally, away from the spine to the side of the body in a beautiful sweeping, overlapping hand technique where to the person on the couch it feels like the therapist has 10 hands or that there are 2 therapists working on them. And down the arm. Now I can feel that the oil has soaked in so well. I might need to apply a little bit more shortly. It's at this stage, after a good few minutes of massage, depending on the skin, that it might feel it needs another application. And back to the Effleurage. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to see premieres every Monday and Friday evenings. Let's spread a little healing.